But anyway, so hi guys, I'm Jesu Otaku, J.O. of That Guy with Glasses, YouTube, Anime News Network, various sundry places. In case you don't know who I am, though, I'm gathering if you're here again at 10 a.m. on Friday, you probably already know. And yeah, I just wanted to use this as a sort of an open forum to discuss video reviewing, along with any questions that you may have for me, anything like that. But the title of the panel is Informing and Entertaining Jesu Otaku, and I picked that title because I think that is the dynamic that anybody who's interested in video reviewing always hits, I guess it strives to hit, is a balance between those two things. Because you don't want to be too dry, and at the same time you don't want to be too cheesy. It's sort of like a decent burrito, I guess. You want your video to be a good burrito and not a Taco Bell burrito or one that your sister made because she's trying to learn how to cook in college. You want neither of those things. You want to kind of fall in the middle of this spectrum, if I make use sort of a visual metaphor. You don't just want to be informative, like, I can't remember her name, but the eBay girl here. She has a complicated name, I don't remember it. Or Sarafiman, over on the, Sarafiman can't stand up on his own. Wait, can he? Yes? Okay, there we go. And I know he looks like Magna Angemon from this angle if you turn around, Sarafiman.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow, everybody's coming in. I was like,
yeah, we all love you.
No, I wasn't. I thought there were 20 people. I was just going to get started. All right, flood in. Sorry, I started without you. You guys, how dare you start without?
Yeah, we were just the first line in.
Oh. What happened? Why were there two? Were there two?
Lined up and then it just lined them in now.
Yeah, there was Premiere and then there's us. That's weird. So you guys are the Premiere people who got up at 9 a.m. on Friday.
You make that sound like the best.
There's not just the regular people who got up at 9 a.m. on Friday, there's the special group of people who got up at 9
I
a.m.
woke up at 7. I drove in.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Oh, well, yeah. Up at 3. Who wants to play Guess and J.O. got up this morning? Yeah!
Not yet.
You just go to sleep.
I guess you will up all night drinking.
Well, yeah, but that's not the question.
I guess technically the answer is you never got up.
Well, no, yeah, I'm still in bed. This is, I've astrally projected myself into this room.
Well, I meant you never got up because you never went to sleep.
Yeah. Somebody still wants to answer. When did I get up this morning?
7.
You guys are really optimistic about this. No,
8 o'clock.
5 minutes ago. 9:20. My 10 a.m. panel.
I was in line at that.
Alright, so there were still people filing in, but we got off to a little bit of a late start, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. Come on in, guys. Sorry about that. I actually started without you because I thought you weren't going to be here. I was like, 20 people? Yeah, this is the panel. Alright, let's go.
Oh, come on. Never go far over that.
I love you more than that.
Come on, this is the AS.
Yes, but, you know.
Yeah, but it's too
Come on in. Come on in. Take a seat anywhere. Is that a combination between James and Jesus in the back, or? Take a look at the Christ rocket back here. Hello. Roy. All right. So Roy. Hello. Okay, so let me see how far are we into this. Let's go ahead and get started here. All right, so okay. All right, it's like 10, 12, 10, 15. Come on in. I'm just gonna go ahead. This is where we're actually starting. We are for real starting right now. We're such a professional. And okay, so my name is Jesu Otaku, or J.O. Actually, it's not my real name. My name is Hope Chapman, and I've been doing video reviewing for about 3 to 4 years now. 4 years, just on my own. Considering how much I don't make doing this, I don't know if you should be clapping. But about 3 years on TikTok, which is probably where most of you guys know me from. For that, YouTube, other avenues. I have my own site JesuOtaku.com, which you should visit if I updated it more often, but we're working on that. In all seriousness, I'm not even brushing it under the rug. I am working on that, on having an actual set update schedule, and that will be on the front page of the website when it exists, and, you know, I think we'll stick to it. But, yeah, so panel's called Informing and Entertaining with Jesu Otaku. It's going to be a slight focus on those of you who have your own web shows and want to, I guess, learn more about what you can do to improve them. Obviously, I can't watch your web show right here, but, you know, questions in that vein with, basically, the reason it's called Informing and Entertaining with Jesu Otaku is because I think everybody, some of you have heard this before. Some of you that were early have heard this before, but I'm going to repeat myself. Everybody tries to strike the balance between informing, sharing your passion for whatever it is, be it games, cards, anime, video games, just whatever, with people, obscure science fiction, movies, whatever the case may be. Sharing your passion with that with people, and not coming off as like a dry textbooky or somebody who doesn't know what they're doing technically, because you do have to you have to learn a lot of different skills in order to, I guess, bring across this information in video form, where, you know, a writer just needs to learn to write and be knowledgeable about the topic. Video, you gotta learn how to light, and you have to learn how to edit, you have to learn how to present yourself, so you have to learn to act a little bit, not a whole lot, just a little bit. Some of you that have seen those movies, not a whole lot, but just a little bit. So you want to strike this nice balance between informing, which is, we're gonna sort of illustrate that with the girl from Tsukihime who has a Ainu karate or whatever her name is. And Magna Anjuman Sarakuman over here, and entertaining, which we shall portray with Sleepy Time Ray. And Stinkor from She-Ra. So, who can't stand on it. Well, he can sort of do this.
Yeah. So we're not going to.
He's going to look up, but, you know, we're just going to make this nice and scene for you. The balancing of strike is where this Moogle pillow is right here. By the way, these are all, anybody who asks a good question, you could take any of these things. I know there are visual metaphors, but you can take a visual metaphor home with you if you want. Or if you don't like these things, you can ask for a disc of some kind, and I will throw it at you. You don't get to pick it. Some of them are quite terrible. But yeah, I guess the last thing I'm going to go ahead and say, just to, I guess, scare some of you off, is here's what I cannot answer questions about. Here's what I cannot help you with. I cannot help you become internet famous. First of all, because that's not really a thing. For very few people, it's sort of a thing, but it's not really. And I cannot help you get on Ticketic. It's not going to happen. I'm just going to tell you that right now. There's a very slim chance, but if you are into like anime and video games and stuff like that, chances are it's just not going to happen at this point. And maybe you don't want it to. There may be other avenues, you know, on the rise. So I can't help you get internet famous, be on Ticketic. I can't help you, now this is the one I'm most sorry about, I can't help you circumvent the really, really crappy, I've been told I can't swear, really crappy YouTube system whereby they will take down stuff that is not even associated with copyright. Anybody can claim your content and take it down even if that's not anything on that. They can place ads on your content even if you don't want them there. I can't help you with that. It's terrible. I know some people can't use anything but YouTube. It's something you just have to work around. And that's awful because YouTube is much more permissive when I started. I can't even stand to like try to put anything on there now, but that's the one I most regret. And here's the big one. I can't help you make a living at this. Make money. If you work really hard and you gain an audience and you love what you do, then make money, perhaps. Make a living? Probably not. I only made a living at this for a very brief time in my life, and I'm not going to be coy about like how much the most I ever made, and you're going to be like, oh my god, when you hear this, but when you really think about it, it's not that much. The most I ever made doing this full time when I was putting out a lot of content and the numbers were high was for about half a year I was making $2,000 a month. Now that sounds like a lot, but I lived in Podunk Nowhere, Kentucky, where you can live on $2,000 a month, and I was supporting myself completely on it. And I was living paycheck to paycheck. Now, things are different. I don't put out as much, and the numbers aren't where they used to be. and I have tens of thousands, sometimes hitting up to, I think the Digimon stuff actually hit like 100,000 recently, which is pretty crazy, so...
Is it?
Yeah, I know you do. But, there, having a much more fun time. But generally speaking, you're not going to be able to make a living at this. You have to do it for your own personal, passionate reasons. So, anyway, that's all I have to say on my end. For just very general questions about video reviewing, not about my stuff specifically, but video reviewing, we're going to have, if you could just line up here. If it's about me specifically or my work, then don't ask. Line up here, and we're going to have somebody bring a wireless mic over. Guys, you have one of those? And toss our way, please. Pretty please. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So just line up here, and go ahead, and if you have a web show, tell me the name of it. This is being recorded, so I will look at it later. And a brief question about what goes into producing a web show, or what you can expect for numbers, or anything production-wise, anything you want. Hello.
So, a couple questions.
One. You got it.
Well, my website, I'm Justin Carvalai, and I run a website called theamericananimeotaku.com that basically does humorous reviews on modern and newly released anime. My question is, what is the best editor to use?
Well, there's not really, if you're doing amateur, for everybody wondering about video editors, if you're doing amateur video reviews, there's not really a best editor to use. It's whatever you're most comfortable with and has the capability. Like, there are people that can churn out great reviews on Movie Maker, and it's because all you really need to do is have a strong voice and, be well shot, well mic'd, etc., and the editing doesn't really factor into it. If you want to do more effects-heavy stuff, I would say the easiest prosumer is what they call it, which means it's really for consumers because professionals don't use it, but you can get professional grade quality out of it. The easiest prosumer thing to use is Sony Vegas. It is a little bit of a dead-end street because if you want to branch into professional editing, they'll want you to know Final Cut. Well, Final Cut, they used to want you to know Final Cut until it kind of screwed up. I didn't say it, so it screwed up, and nobody really does Final Cut anymore. But at least learn the Adobe suites, Adobe Premiere, etc. They're a little wonkier to work with, but that's probably most worth your time if you want to do heavy stuff. If you're just doing basic stuff though, and you're just getting off the ground, whatever is most convenient for you. But yeah, thanks for your question, dude. You pass the mic.
Howdy. When you do reviews of more obscure stuff, do you ever see a resurgence and interest based on your review?
Well, that's more a question for me personally, I guess. But for me personally, I wouldn't know because I don't have the numbers of the sales for things like that. The only one that I think I know that I affected directly was Princess Tutu because I heard about it, and theoretically Bakano because somebody mentioned to me that it wasn't anybody officially working at the company, it was just somebody who'd been selling them, and they were like, Bakano is really, really, people keep mentioning you and they buy it. I'm like, cool. But those are the only two I know about, so maybe not. No idea, but, yeah, I hope that answers your question. And, yeah. Hello.
I run a website called RagingNerds.net. I'm Justin Garcia.
Okay.
I'm trying to get into a lot more effects-heavy stuff, stuff like any video game nerd, obviously, drugs kind of thing. But is it too distracting to focus way too much on the special effects? What's like a nice balance between the two? Balance.
Back to our theme, yeah. I've forgotten to, you guys haven't come up and gotten your prizes. What, did you want something, or?
Pillow.
Pillow? Okay, I can throw that at you. Oh.
Actually, throw it at me.
I can get one of these two.
Yeah, go ahead. By all means. Our metaphor has been significantly smallarized. But, distracting, yes. I have a personal bias here. You may notice that my videos, for the longest time, didn't even show what I looked like. I kind of did, but I had a really crappy webcam and was kind of whatever. I focused, I was on screen for a minute out of